fought the zombies before. We know the drill. All we have to do is get close enough to clong one on the head. Jamal answered with a bit of snark. Excuse me, clong? Sorry. Every time I type Richard Guerin, I have to think in a British dialect. But I'm sorry. I know, you wanted him to be German, but I insisted that he was English. But, sometimes I have to win. Because it's a very rare occasion that you let me win. I don't remember us being in the habit of clonging zombies. Come on. Where's your sense of humor? Look, I have a bone to pick with you. Yeah. Okay, so last night I was going along in By Zombie By, writing along, because I knew exactly where this book had to end. Because you told me months ago where this story was supposed to end. Remember? Remember that night? It was about, 2 a.m. You woke me up in the middle of sleep and said, "Excuse me, but your next book must do this." And so, last night when I'm writing along, assuming that this book was going to go down path A. And then out of nowhere, you came along and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Oh, by the way, we're going to take this story down this path." Why? We have known all along that this book was going to end here, and now you're telling me that it's not. Now, look, I know. You're the Muse, and you haven't steered me wrong yet. But every once in a while, you throw me a bone. You gotta let me decide sometimes, right? Right? I mean, look, ever since we started this iZombie series, I thought I knew exactly where it was going. So I've been writing these books with that in mind. And last night, you throw a pretty massive wrench into the works. And you did this to me once before. Remember when I was writing Clockwork Cabaret? You remember that? And I was getting really close to the end of that book. And all of a sudden, you decided, "Oh no, you can't end it that way. You've got to end it this way, because in the next book in the series, you might want to do this." I didn't even know there was going to be a next book in the series. You see, the thing is, you know these things. You have all of these secrets locked away in your head that you don't always share with me. And so when you give me these ideas, you plant these little seeds into my head, but you don't explain the end game. Sometimes I'm a little lost, but I always go along with you. When have I fought you? Never. Because I always assume the Muse knows best. And why would I fight this mythical, magical entity? It's a losing battle. But do you realize what I've got to change now to make this work? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, in the whole universe, the iZombie universe, I've got to make some pretty sweeping changes to what I thought was going to... I know. I'm just your puppet. I'm a puppet to my Muse. I always have been. I know this. You know this. The whole damn world knows this. How do they know this? Because I tell them that. I'm just waiting for the universe to tell me what to write next. Little do they know that the universe is actually you. I won't tell them. Well, I might tell them. What's in it for me if I don't tell them? How badly do you not want the world to know that the universe is really my muse? I'm trying to bargain with my muse. Yeah, I know where that's going. Okay, look. I have a really cool ending for this book. Like, fabulous! Cool ending for this book. Like, it makes me all a tingle. What if I stick with my ending to this book, but I get there with your idea? I think I know a way to take the story off on this tangent that you are insisting I use, and then make it end where I need it to. You okay with that? I mean, this is a two-way street, right? A give and take. I mean, I don't really know how this works. I just jumped on for the ride. And you're the muse. You're the one that inspires me to do what I need to do. And without you, I know I am pretty worthless. Well, not worthless. You know what I mean. God. Do I really have to stroke the ego of my muse? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't you be stroking my ego? I give you all the credit. I tell everybody. My muse. You're my muse. I tell people. All right. Look. We can do this. We can compromise. It's how we've worked so far, right? Just please. I tell you what. Let me try this. Let me use your idea, make it, bend it to end where I need it to for the next book. And if it doesn't work, I'll rewrite it. You'll tell me, either you or my editor. I'm sure Sarah will go, huh? What were you thinking? And I'll rewrite it. Okay. Fine. I'm glad we could come to an agreement there, Muse. I mean, I know you know everything. You just tell me these little bits and pieces, even though you've got the whole story planned out. This story and my story and everybody's story planned. Hey, you know things. You know things, don't you? I could ask you questions. What's the meaning of life? Yeah, I didn't think you'd tell me either. 42. That was predictable. Don't be a cliche. The last thing I need is a cliche for a muse. I'm sorry. That was kind of rough. You're not a cliche. Let's just forget I said that. Let's get back to work. Excuse me, Clong. What, you don't like my British dialect? Piss off. I don't think we are in the habit of clonging zombies.